Ever thought about that secret dark side we all have but keep hidden? Today, we're going to talk about Sigma males, those mysterious guys who stand apart in the crowd. They have a dark side too, a kind that's kind of scary and powerful. It's a side they don't show off, but when it comes out, things change. It's like a hidden power they use only in big life-changing moments. In this video, we're diving deep to show you what happens when a Sigma male lets this dark side out. It's something you don't see often, but it's super important to understand who they are. Get ready to discover the 5 terrifying things that happen when a Sigma male goes dark. Number 5. Engaging in riskier behaviors. When a Sigma male is pushed beyond his limits, there is a noticeable shift in his actions. This usually calm and collected guy starts taking on risks that he would normally avoid. It's like he's a completely different person, stepping out of his comfort zone and diving into things that are way more daring. First off, you will see him making bold moves in his personal life. Maybe he starts traveling to places he has never been or trying out extreme sports that he always thought were too dangerous. It's not just for fun though. It is like he is trying to find something, maybe a part of himself that he's lost or never knew. In his work life, this new daring attitude shows up too. He might take on projects that seem way too big or speak up in meetings when he used to stay quiet. It's like he's got this new energy and he's not afraid to show it. He's not just taking risks for the sake of it. He's looking for something more, something that means something to him. With friends and family, he might start being more honest, saying things he's always kept to himself. It is not always easy, and it can shake things up, but it's all part of him pushing his limits and finding out who he is. Through all this risk-taking, there's a real sense of searching. He's not just doing these things for a thrill. He is looking for answers, for a deeper understanding of himself and what he is capable of. It is like he is on a journey, and each risk is a step along the way. Number 4. Falling off the grid for a long period. When pushed too far, one thing a Sigma male might do is disappear for a while. It is like he just vanishes from the places he usually hangs out, and even his closest friends might not know where he is or what he is doing. This isn't just a short break. We're talking about him being gone for a long time, really stepping away from his normal life. The reason why he does this is pretty deep. It is not just about needing a break. It's more about finding himself and figuring out what he wants from life. When everything gets too much, he needs that space to think and get his head straight. During this time off the grid, he's doing a lot of thinking. He's asking himself big questions about who he is and what's important to him. This time alone is super important for him. It helps him clear his mind and focus on what matters. But it is not just about being alone. He is also using this time to grow and change. He might learn new skills, read a bunch of books, or just spend time with his thoughts. It's all about making himself stronger and more ready to face the world when he comes back. When he finally does come back, he's often a changed guy. He is more calm and sure of himself. He's got a clearer idea of what he wants to do and how he's going to do it. This time away has helped him become more focused and determined. His friends and family might be surprised by how different he seems. He's more confident and seems to know exactly what he's doing. It's like he's been on a journey and comes back with a whole new outlook on life. But this kind of disappearing act isn't without its problems. It can be tough on the people who care about him. They might worry or feel left out. And when he comes back, it can take a while to fit back into his old life. Number 3. Radical lifestyle changes. When he gets pushed beyond his limits, the most noticeable thing he might do is change his whole way of living. This is not just about small changes. We're talking about big life-altering shifts that make him a whole new person. First, let's talk about his daily routine. Before, he might have had a regular, predictable schedule. But now, he switches it up completely. Maybe he starts waking up super early to work out or learn something new. Or perhaps he changes his job, looking for something that fits this new version of himself better. Then there's his social life. He might step back from people he used to hang out with all the time. It's not that he doesn't like them anymore. It's more about finding space for himself and connecting with new people who get this changed version of him. Another big change could be in his hobbies and interests. Maybe he used to love video games, but now he's all about outdoor adventures or creative projects like painting or writing. It's like he's exploring parts of himself that he never paid attention to before. His living space might get a makeover too. He could move to a new place, somewhere that's more him or just simpler and quieter. Or he might just redo his current space, making it a place that reflects who he is now and what he cares about. Food and health habits are a big deal too. He might start eating healthy, cutting out junk food, or even becoming a vegetarian. Exercise becomes a regular thing, not just for looks, but for feeling strong and clear-headed. In his work, he's not just showing up anymore. He's either all in, pushing for new ideas and projects, or he's out, looking for something that lights a fire in him. It's like he's got this new energy, and he's not afraid to use it. Through all these changes, he's looking for something more. It's not just about being different. It's about finding out who he is and what makes him happy. It's a tough journey, full of ups and downs, but it's also really exciting. Number 2, using their ingratiation to manipulate. This isn't about being evil or mean. It's more like a survival tactic, a way to regain control when everything else feels like it's falling apart. Sigma males are usually pretty low-key, but they're also really observant and understand people well. When they are backed into a corner, they can use this understanding in ways that aren't always straightforward. They might start saying or doing things that make them seem more agreeable or likable, but behind the scenes, they're pulling the strings. In his work life, you might see him suddenly getting along well with his bosses or colleagues. It might seem like he's just being a good team player, but he is steering things in a direction that works better for him. He is not just working hard. He's working smart, making sure his ideas get heard and his goals get met. With friends and family, he might start being the person everyone leans on, the one who always has the right thing to say. But while he is helping others, he's also making sure his own needs don't get ignored. It's a delicate balance, and he's walking it like a tightrope. Sometimes, this behavior can come across as a bit sneaky or even dishonest. It's not usually his style to be so calculating, and it can be a bit of a shock to people who know him as a quiet, straightforward guy. But when he feels like he's got no other choice, he'll use every tool in his box to get by. This tactic of using ingratiation to manipulate situations isn't without its risks. It can backfire, damaging trust and relationships. It's a strategy born out of desperation and isn't always sustainable in the long run. Number 1. Impenetrable level of calmness. When a Sigma male is pushed to his limits, he builds his unbreakable calmness. Even when everything around him is chaotic, he manages to keep a level of cool that's hard to shake. This is not just being relaxed. It is like he has an iron shield around his emotions. This calmness is super noticeable, especially in tough situations. When things go wrong, instead of freaking out or getting mad, he stays chill. It's almost like he's in his quiet bubble, thinking things through without letting the stress get to him. In his personal life, this calmness can be really strong. He might be dealing with big problems, maybe with friends or family, but he keeps his cool. People around him might be getting upset, but he's the steady one, the guy who doesn't let his emotions run wild. At work, this trait is even more obvious. When there's a crisis or a big challenge, he's the one who stays calm and collected. He is thinking a few steps ahead, figuring out solutions while everyone else is still trying to figure out what went wrong. This level of calmness is not just about keeping his cool, though. It is also about control. By staying calm, he is in charge of the situation and his reactions. He doesn't let things get to him, and that gives him the power to handle things his way. But it's not all easy. This kind of calmness can sometimes make him seem distant or uncaring. People might think he doesn't care or isn't paying attention, but that's not it. He's just dealing with things in his way on his terms. This trait is also a shield. It protects him from getting hurt or overwhelmed. By keeping his emotions in check, he is keeping himself safe from things that could knock him down. As we close this chapter on the remarkable journey of a Sigma male, remember that every quiet sea has the potential to turn into a powerful storm. If you found this exploration intriguing, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching.